Well, who can resist an invincible season, right? Let's jump in and take a look at a tactic that claims just that. This one is called the Bayern Invincibles. Now, the interesting thing is they went over the course of 2 seasons with Bayern, and one season was not so invincible, but did very well. They went 29-3-2 with 90 points and 140 goals. Insane goal tally there. However, the second season they had was invincible, 28-6-0. 120 goals this time around, 90 points still, but doing a fantastic job. But the other funny thing is, it says that it's got an 84% win rate, only 57 games played. So I don't think they're counting the rest of the matches, I guess, or is that maybe one season? I don't know. But all in all, I am definitely excited to see this one and how it works for our three teams in a holiday sim of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town. But as always, these funky shapes always attract me. So let's dive into the Premier League and see what happened. Well, taking a look at the Premier League, funny thing, Liverpool get 90 points as well. Only 116 goals this time around, but it worked well for them. Well above second place Tottenham, funny enough. Aston Villa, though, in 8th, 57 points and 64 goals is definitely not near good enough. Domestic Cups for Liverpool. They come up against Tottenham in the Carabao Cup semi-finals, draw the first leg away from home, and somehow lose at Anfield 1-2, so they're out there. They get to the FA Cup semi-finals and 4-all penalty loss to Aston Villa. But a phenomenal run all the way to the Europa League final. You do have one blemish away from home in Madrid, but you get to the final, you beat Roma 4-0. Thrashing. So overall, I'm definitely not going to say that this was a bad season at all. 2 trophies, 2 semifinals. Yeah, I would take it. Squad-wise, it's about average sea of green. We always wish a little more, though. But goals, you got 33 for Salah, 29 for Nunez, Szoboszlai with 20. Assists, you have 23 for Robertson, McAllister with 20, and then average rating, Salah with a 7.39. But now jumping into Aston Villa's domestic cup run out in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals against Nottingham Forest 0-2, and we've already seen them beat Liverpool. They got to the final of the FA Cup. Unfortunately, they lose out to Man City 0-2. But they get European glory of their own, beating Rennes in the Europa Conference League final 4-1. So overall, the Europa Conference League and the FA Cup are the only real positive spots. Quarterfinals isn't bad, I guess, the Carabao Cup, but 8th place in the Premier League is not great. Squad-wise, yeah, again, an average sea of green there. So goals, 16 for Bailey is the tops, 15 for Moussa Diaby, assists, 13 for Digne, 11 for Ramsey, and then average rating Ramsey with a 7.19. Data hub for Liverpool looks fairly average for them. You got a great set of attacking numbers. Defensively, it's not too bad. You got 3.05 goals per game is fantastic. 1.11 conceded is definitely worse than usual. 1.04 XG against is as well. Aston Villa, on the other hand, not so much. They have some okay attacking side numbers, but the goals just are not there. Neither is the defense. But goals per game, 1.71, 1.66 conceded, and 1.5 XG against. Those two are definitely higher, and that is far lower than what we expect. Well, Premier League stats, we just squeaked by getting onto this screen. Liverpool in first with 2.37 points per game. Aston Villa all the way down in 8th with only 1.5. But most goals, Liverpool with 116, well above Manchester United. Aston Villa in 7th with 65. Fewer shots against, Liverpool in 5th with 326, Villa with 409. Most possession, Liverpool making the list with 55%. Most dribbles made, Liverpool again on the list with 615. And then most shots for Liverpool with 780. Wow, Aston Villa with 587. But now, no invincible season in the Premier League. Can we expect one in the Championship? Well, unfortunately, that would be a big fat no. 108 points, 6 losses, 6 draws. You got 119 goals, I guess. That's pretty good. They are in first, so it's definitely a good season. I'll just leave it at that. Domestic Cups, out in the Carabao Cup 4th round, 3-all in penalties to Brighton, and out in the FA Cup 3rd round immediately, 1-2 to Lincoln. So the Championship is definitely where it's at, and they had a phenomenal time at it. A good number of green. They usually only have about 3 or 4 maybe, but goals, 19 is tops for Chaplin, 16 for Hurst, assists 18 for Leif Davis, West Burns was 16, and then average rating, well, Christian Walton's up there, but Leif Davis with a 7.35. Championship stats, 2.35 points per game. Most goals in second with 119. Norwich just crushing it with 123. Fewer shots against in third with 375. Most possession with 53%, barely making the list. Most dribbles made in seventh with 708. And then most shots for in first with 867. Wow. But let's take a look at the tactic itself. Again, I love this formation. It's nice and funky. But we start out with a sweeper keeper in support, wing backs on the left and the right in attack with ball-playing defenders in the central spots in defend, a deep line playmaker in support, a Mazzala in attack, an inside forward on either side in attack with an attacking midfielder in support in the middle, and an advanced forward in attack up front. We have an attacking mentality in possession attacking with a fairly wide approach play out of defense, passing directness is shorter, tempo is higher, time wasting is sometimes, so that is there, keep that in mind. Mixed crosses, hit early crosses, in transition, counter press, and take short kicks. And then out of possession, high press line of engagement, a higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent your goalkeeper distribution, step up more, and stop the crosses. So now overall, how did it do for our three teams? I mean, 2 out of the 3 did not do very badly at all. Ipswich in first place, 108 points, 119 goals. And as I usually say, if you take control of everything, go match by match, training, transfers, things like that, I think you could do an even better job there. Liverpool doing a phenomenal job as well. 90 points, drawing the Bayern invincible season that they had. Unfortunately, we had 4 losses to show for it. Maybe you can get invincibles with this. It's only 4 losses, but something to work with. Aston Villa, though, on the other hand, had some problems. I know that they had some injuries in the list. The problem is they don't have a lot of striker injuries or front, set of player injuries that you would expect when they're not scoring the goals that they're not scoring. So maybe you just need a better front line. Maybe you need players to fit in a little bit better than they do. Unfortunately, this is my coaches taking control of everything and just throwing players into the positions that they're best suited for, but it might mean that they're not actually best suited for them. So take control of this. Put your players into those positions as best you can. Get transfers in that will come in and kind of fill those roles perfectly, and you might have a fantastic season next time. But in this case, Aston Villa was the kind of the lone wanderer here. The other 2 were fantastic. But if you tried it, let us know how it worked for you in the comments below. But that's it for me, Sevian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.